I was literally on the back of a motorcycle today thinking about, like, actually I don't even know if it counts as a motorcycle. Maybe it's just a scooter, like an electric scooter. But I had this video idea of like this video, and now that I'm sitting here, I'm like tired. I'm about to sleep, and then I was like, oh wait, but my little video idea, I have to film it. And I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. This is my first time in Asia, and it's very, very, very busy and chaotic, and like in a really amazing way. It's also so alive and full of color and exciting, and like people, and everyone is so nice, and it's awesome. But it reminds me of Brazil in a way, and I haven't spent that much time in Brazil, but I've hopped around a bit, and when I went to Rio originally, like the feeling of when you're getting on the back of like some random man's motorcycle and going around, and you're just like the traffic and how fast everything's moving, but then also there's greenery and it's humid and your curls are curling, and it's just a good vibe, right? And that's how I feel here too. And I'm still a bit jet lagged. So like in the morning I'm like up and ready to go, because in LA it's like the middle of the day, and then by like 5 p.m. I started kind of getting really tired, and I was like half asleep. I had to submit something for work. I like was at this cafe. I get off. I'm not even telling the story properly. I get out of the room, and I go and I get on the back of a motorcycle, and I'm like in a haze driving through the city. It was like a 20-minute ride to home. Anyways, now it's like 11. What am I even saying? I always start talking and then I lose my train of thought. But I was on the back of the motorcycle, and I had this idea of like cities, and specifically here, I'm not fully on vacation. I'm traveling, but I'm still working, and I'm like working remotely, and I have shit to do. But it's felt like I walk around and I explore, and I'm like absorbing the energy of the city, and then I find like there's the cafe culture here is beautiful. Like there's really, really good coffee and really, really beautiful cafes, intentional cafes, these garden cafes where you're like sitting outside in a like really lovely chair next to some stones and a bunch of trees and luscious greenery. Obsessed. I love it. I love a good coffee. I love a good matcha. I love a good cafe vibe. I love a third space where like everyone's hanging out. Oh my gosh, the cutest thing happened to me today. I was sitting at a cafe this morning, and it had like these little beanbag recliner things, and I was sitting outside under this tree just working and like writing in my journal, whatever. This guy comes and he sketched me. I would go find my journal if I like could, but like I'm just gonna show you. Wait, you have to be patient. He comes up and he like drew a sketch of me sitting in the sun, and I thought it was the sweetest thing. It was actually so sweet, and I put it in my journal. But he just came up and he was like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I like drew this of you," and I was like, oh, "That's so nice. That's so nice." Look at me smiling. Like that's literally how I was sitting, with my legs spread open, like how they literally are now. My mom always yells at me. She's like, "Girl, you need to put your legs together." Anyways, I sit like this, like in my journal, like on my computer, like. Anyways, I have been observing my experience, walking around, frolicking around, exploring, and just like absorbing the energy of the city, and then like taking a break, walking in. Like I had a lot of written stuff to do today. I had a lot of just like archiving stuff to do today, and then I had a call to prep for, a presentation to prep for, and then the actual call. So like I had these moments of like me locking in a cafe with a beautiful setting and a beautiful drink and a beautiful vibe, but it would be like very peaceful and quiet and serene, and then you step out into the chaotic like Ho Chi Minh City, like chaos. Everything's going on, everything's like vibrant and alive and bright and colorful. And that had me thinking about it reminded me of Brazil, and then it reminded me of New York, and then it reminded me of LA, and it's reminded me of like all these cities that I've been to. And I think a lot of being in the city is alternating between like like deep work and absorbing the energy of humanity. I don't know if that sounds like cryptic, but like that's literally what it feels like, because in the city, especially busy cities like Brazil and New York and Ho Chi Minh City, like there's so much life and so much movement and chaos going on around you that I feel like nobody. Like, I'm just alone in it, but surrounded by people. I love the feeling of being alone, but surrounded by people. And I have that in big cities. I don't have that much in LA. And I think that's because LA feels kind of slow and quiet in certain areas. But then in downtown LA, for example, I have that. I've just got a studio in downtown LA. I'm so excited. Anyways, I love that feeling of just like being around the chaos and like being around people and being around people just going through their daily life, eating, going to work, walking, sitting outside, chatting with friends, taking public transportation. Like, that is a great vibe to me. And whenever I'm in New York and whenever I'm like, I mean, so far my trip here, I have these moments where I'm just like in my own brain deeply, like doing deep work, and then I step out into the city of life and like absorb the energy of the city, the lifestyle culture of the city. So that's kind of what I've been up to the last couple of days. It's been a lot of me like being like, holy shit, I'm overstimulated, low-key. Like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of lights. There's a lot of smells. There's a lot of sweat dripping down my face. There's a lot of like me almost getting run over. The traffic crossing the street here is intense. I have made a fool of myself. Where I start to cross the street, and then a car literally starts racing at me, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get run over. So then I like run back, and then everybody. Something I've learned. Somehow, people that walk slower crossing the street have more success. They're slow. Like, they're so. I wish I could like. Maybe I'll take a video. I haven't been photographing that much or recording that much because sometimes like documentary photography to me feels like I really do enjoy that form of photo, and I love like spotting frames in real life, but I never want to be like invasive with the camera. So I just got here, so I'm still kind of like exploring the vibes and getting comfortable, so I haven't been taking that many videos or photos. But it is really busy, and there's a lot of cars and a lot of people on foot and a lot of people on these scooters or motorcycles or whatever they are. I would love, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think it's called the Haochang Loop. I don't think I have time to do that this trip because there's not enough time, but I would love to do that. I would love to do that with my boyfriend because he has a motorcycle and he would love it. So yeah, I don't know what the point is of me making this video. Oh, I was just I start out